Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Winter Springs, Florida. That's right, I'm coming to you from Florida, and things couldn't be any better here in Florida, principally because I got to meet my new grandson, Finn, and it has been an extraordinary couple of days for me. Very emotional and a beautiful time spending time with my son, Patrick, his lovely wife, Kaylin, and of course, Finn, and everybody that surrounds him, all the family members that I've already had time to spend with, and man, it has been beautiful. Did you miss me? Well, I missed you, and it's time to get back on the morning briefing with you all, and we have got an incredible amount of stories. I'll be talking a little bit about Florida. You saw in the lead-in what happened during Hurricane Milton. Actually, that didn't happen during Hurricane Milton. That happened after, and it was mostly the result of yours truly putting the camera in a precarious spot, and a slight breeze blew it into the lake. So I'm missing one microphone right now. We'll get that under control. How about a 500-pound swordfish that a boat came upon, and it was being munched on by a mako shark? We'll have details on that. Looks like some local swordfish also being taken up in Southern California. I'm not sure about that. I'll tell you more about that as we move along. And also, we are continuing to watch that bluefin tuna bite and the roller coaster that it is. We've got some on-the-scene footage from Greg Gutierrez and my friend Isaac Parcells, and so much more. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. I know. The USA Cup. In fact, a dear friend of mine bought me a cup, and it's beautiful, but it's fragile, so I'm afraid to travel with it and bring it along. I went out this morning, and I had in mind purchasing a beautiful new United States of America coffee cup, and I failed. So I'll be out there taking a look around. Chad, thanks for that coffee cup, but you were the one who warned me, man, hey, that thing might fall and break. So I was a little bit worried about that. As a travel cup, that is in the studio at 22nd Street Landing. That's where I'm going to be using that. Chad, thank you very much. Hey, I'm working on the Amigo video. Hope to have that for you tomorrow. And that is going to be an extraordinarily great video. It was our recent 2-day trip on the Amigo, and it was special for so many reasons. The crew on the Amigo, fantastic. We've got entertainment up on the bait tank with Mark Sonora. He is absolutely a joy to fish with, as are all the crew members on board the Amigo. Of course, the people that came out for that trip. Yeah, I'm talking to you. All you great people who came out on that glorious trip. That was so much fun. The food, the weather, the fishing. I hope to have that for you just a little bit later today. And here in Florida, we'll be doing some content for you. My son Patrick and I are working on where we're going to end up and take you along with us. We'll be doing that also. And of course, we'll get you caught up on everything else that is going on in SoCal, in NorCal, and Baja California. If you have unfiled taxes, well then, shame on you. Tim Marquez is standing by. He'll help you right now. Give Tim a call. And for your heating, it's nice and warm here in Florida, and or air conditioning needs. A little humid, you need some air conditioning. Well, back in SoCal, you want to call John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, let's jump into it. Let's start you out down the Baja Coast, just down there in the Ensenada area. And primarily what we're catching there is rockfish. However, there is the possibility of a nice yellowtail or two, some nice bass fishing at times. I mean, you still have those opportunities, those bird schools of yellows wandering around the Punta Banda area, as well as the islands there, Todos Santos Island. That is a real possibility. Have that Tatty 45 ready to go. Throw that jig on 40 or 50 pound if you're really serious, and take a couple winds and you're bitten. There's nothing like that. The fallback, however, remains excellent rock fishing. Nothing wrong with that. Long range fishing. what is going on down there around the ridge area. Here recently, Alex on board the Royal Star reported a 20-pound albacore. That had to be a one-off, right? That's never going to happen again. Wait a minute. The Independence out of Point Loma sport fishing, long-range fishing, had a 25-pound albacore yesterday. Man, I'm telling you, I told you those things would be in Southern California. I kind of missed. I mean, they're way down the Baja coast now, but a couple what appears to be lost fish wandering around down there. On the long-range scene, you can't ask for better fishing. I mean, the wahoo bite has been spectacular at times. There's times when that bite will dip, but for the most part out there at Alijos Rocks, it's been spectacular. And if you're coming to us from Florida or from Costa Rica or Panama or Taiwan or wherever else in this big, beautiful world, as we're worldwide viewers here on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel, that is 7 to 10 day trips. Right now, mostly 8 to 10 day trips. A long time, I know. Out of San Diego, they go down the Baja coast several hundred miles and down at Alijos Rocks. It's been fabulous. There's been fantastic yellowfin tuna fishing. We've seen that on board the Independence here recently, and nice YFT all season long. For the past 3 months or so, there's been such great yellowfin tuna fishing down in that neck of the woods on a lot of 30 to 90 pound yellowfin, but the majority seem to be in that 40 to 70 pound range. Beautiful grade of yellowfin tuna, and then some good yellowtail fishing. Yesterday on the Independence, great morning on the big yellowfin. In the afternoon, they picked off some big yellowtail, and they had that 25-pound albacore down there in that neck of the woods. And just so you know, you're catching wahoo and yellowfin tuna. Those are warm water species. Albacore is a cooler water tuna. They like that 64, 65 degree water. And while they can move up to 70 degrees at sometimes, most of the time, you're going to find those fish in cooler water. That's why we see most of the albacore being taken right now, Northern California and above there in Washington, Oregon, areas like that. So some pretty crazy stuff going on, no question about it, and really good to see that. Don't forget, if you want to go fishing for some nice cod, the Island Spirit awaits you up there at Ventura Sport Fishing. Captain Daniel Hadaway and his crew will treat you so good. They've got trips all week long. All you have to do is give Saul a call right now at 805-676-3474 or visit VenturaSportFishing.com and get on board the Island Spirit. Go have a really good time. Kids fish free on Sundays. You're not going to want to miss that. Taking a look now offshore at our bluefin tuna area. That is Tanner, Cortez Bank, Cherry Banks, that area. The weather there is awful. It is so windy. It is so rough. It is a real pain in the neck. In fact, Max on board the Pacifica, he's running the Pacifica, said, I'm not even going to go out there. It just looks way too nasty. Now, a couple days ago out there, we saw absolutely phenomenal bluefin tuna fishing. Wide open, great fishing. The Freedom out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. They ended up with a phenomenal day, limiting everybody out. And that was after a tough start to their trip. Those are the kind of trips, by the way, that I absolutely love, where you're struggling and you're kind of throwing your hands up and said, you know, I'm out here with a great group of guys. The boat's great. The food's great. The crew's great, but it's going to be one of those days. And boom, out of nowhere, you get bit and you end up with limits of bluefin tuna. We saw several boats limiting out on the bluefin tuna, but that was 2 days ago. Then it got really slow, and now we are dealing with weather. It is downright nasty out there today, so we'll keep our eyes on it for you very, very closely. We do want to check in with our buddy Greg Gutierrez, however. Greg was out on the Legend, and I'm going to let him tell you all about it, but he did say that that bite was on the finicky side, that you definitely wanted to be fishing with 20 pound. You had to drop down to 20 pound fluoro in some cases to get a bite. In fact, he did that on a twilight bite and ended up with a nice fish there. It took him 40 minutes to land that thing, but he ended up with a really good one. All right, I hear something coming. It sounds like a leaf blower or something like that. Can you still hear me? I hope so. Anyway, I'll try to talk over this thing. In fact, this is the perfect time to take you to Greg Gutierrez right now. Let him fill you in on what went on board the Legend.
from Tucson. There it is. It's a beautiful fish. Ooh, come to daddy. All right, Nate the Great on the Legend. I got to get the money shot. Boom, that's the shot they like. Nate the Great, Tucson, come on, give me a smile, something, anything. You got nothing for me, Nate? There you go. Thank you. Oh, one more circle. Lift it up. This is the moment of truth, really. Nice stick. All right, we got Keenan on the stick. On the Legend, gentlemen. Good work, good work, good work. Woo! Teamwork makes the dream work. Let's get a little closer look at this. All right. Been really stormy on this 3-day, blowing really hard. But the Legend guys are getting it done. We've got quite a few bluefin. All right, see you on the water.
Report, really appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so very much. And perfect timing, by the way. The leaf blower has kind of moved off into another area right now. Beautiful day here in Florida. I'm located in Winter Springs, which is not all that far from Orlando. Patrick and I went and checked out some of the hurricane damage in Tampa Bay yesterday, and there are some people who suffered during that. Thoughts and prayers are with you all. Here in Winter Springs, though, virtually no damage at all, although our power was knocked out, and we just got our Wi-Fi back, which is why I am coming at you right now. So some really good stuff going on, no question about that. Isaac Parcells went down to San Diego during that rough weather period. So on the Voyager, they decided to go down to the rock pile and fish yellowtail on the Yo-Yo iron. How about, since the leaf blower is coming back again, we go to Isaac Parcells because his son Ethan is hooked up to a really nice yellowtail right now, fishing the Yo-Yo iron. Go get him, Ethan.
Over here, okay? Let me see the rod.
Let me have anything what you got going on.
Yellowtail fishing yo-yos, full-size yo-yos, yellowtail.
Make sure you're fishing vertical, guys. If your jig starts to scope out of the 45 degree angle, just wind up and restart.
Just keep reeling, buddy. You almost got your line back. There you go. Keep right popping low. Keep popping low. There we go. Woo, get it, Ethan.
Come up, Gil.
Alright.
I think you're over top of him.
There we go. Good job. Keep coming. Come on, Ethan. Nice. Oh, up, 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 up.
We decided to run.
There we go. Good job, guys.
Yep.
Keep going, Ethan.
All the way up there, dude.
Try to turn the handle if you can, okay?
Put it in low, buddy.
It's 18 pounds. Drop to the bottom and then start winding. Take your time and come back down.
Got him?
You got another one? Got one on there?
Yeah, I just don't know where
Turn the handle.
Real.
You're fine. You're coming up anyways, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're fine. You're just wrapped around. Here, let me take a step back here.
All right, Isaac, thank you so very much. While it was not wide open on that trip, and they had to deal with a ton of boat pressure and dropping water temperatures, they ended up down the Baja coast where they caught limits of rockfish, and they had some really good lingcod fish, and a few lings mixed in with it. So they had a great time on that trip, and Ethan knows how to follow his fish and pull on a fish. I'm loving all of that. At the Coronado Islands, again, there's a lot of boat pressure there, so you're fighting that. The water temps cooled down a little bit, but the San Diego managed to get 15 yellowtail yesterday. There's not a darn thing wrong with that. It's a lot of dropper loop fishing, but really the best way to do it is yo-yo iron fishing. Keep your jig as vertical as you can. Wind on it fast. Keep turning the handle when you get a bite. That is the way for you to catch a nice yellow at the Coronado Islands. And that bite has ebbed and flowed. It's going to come roaring back again. We'll be keeping our eyes on that for you very, very closely. Up there at San Clemente Island, again, mostly rockfish, a little bit of bass, and a few yellowtail. Same thing at Catalina Island, focuses on rockfish channel islands. Mucho rockfish up there in that neck of the woods, also with some nice links. There's still the occasional halibut being taken. The Aloha Spirits had some shots at that and an occasional white sea bass, but mostly rockfish up there. Avalon Beach and Morro Bay, same kind of thing. Rockfish. San Francisco, if you can get out in the weather, there's still some bluefin tuna out there. Some private boaters have come up with that, but more focus on rockfish, some halibut also biting up there in SF. So we've got that going on for you. Let's take it down the coast and talk 3/4 day, half day boats out of Southern California, and it's mostly take a big paintbrush. Hey, I had to switch positions. You'll never guess why. The hot Florida sun shut my camera off right in the middle of the report. So let's talk about half and 3/4 day boats. Again, mostly rockfish up and down the coast, occasional bass biting in there. Surf fishing, we'll take in a big fish bait and tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, where they continue to give away a free custom surf fishing rod every single month. You're gonna love it. All you have to do is walk in, big fish bait and tackle, purchase the ruler. I think it's $8, $15, somebody told me, something like that. Anyway, when you purchase that ruler, which you will use to measure your catch, you will be able at that point to submit your entry every single month. They give away a free surf fishing rod. A little bit of Corbina, but not much. Mostly barred perch right now. As water temperatures cool down, we're seeing more and more barred perch. They love that cooler water. There's been some exceptional white sea bass catches made in the surf. Some guys are posting those. However, they are very secretive about where, and I don't blame them one bit at all. Some pretty interesting stuff going on in the Southern California surf. And again, big fish bait and tackle not only has that great tournament going on, which is free to enter after you buy the ruler, but they also have all the bait and tackle. Tackle I'm talking about not only for surf fishing, as they are Southern California surf fishing headquarters, but also for everything in between, from trout fishing to freshwater bass to big game marlin and big bluefin tuna. All the rods, reels, tackle your little heart desires. So keep that in mind. I mentioned swordfish locally to you. Sean Morgan, he runs the Wild and Sack. He's been on yellowfin tuna a couple times this year. You all know the story down there out of Ensenada. He had a hit a couple of months ago, it seems like. And then in Southern California, he had another hit. And then the other guys started to get on it, sport boats and everything else. He sent me photos of a swordfish caught on the Wild insect. I'm guessing there's no context to this. There's no information at all. Just sent me photos of a swordfish. He always waits for me to respond and say, where was that? What is that? I know what it is, but where? And I'm assuming it's a SoCal catch, but I'll run that down for you all and let you know. Sean, I'm going to kill you. You're always trying to really tempt me or just make me wonder where that catch was made. And I'm sure it was in SoCal. Another great catch by a truly great skipper, Sean Morgan. I'll have more details, hopefully, for you all. All right, my friends, it's so beautiful here in Florida that my camera's melting. It's so warm and sunny and gorgeous here. Man, I'll tell you, Winter Springs is a beautiful place. I may be a little biased because my grandson, Finn, is here, and I've been having the time of my life with Finn and Patrick and Kaylin and everybody else around here. Have a great one. Take great care, and I hope to see you all really, really soon.